And joining me now, we have someone fighting at Invicta 4 against Paige Van Zandt on January the 5th. The one, the only, the tiny tornado herself, Tecia Torres, joins the program. How are you doing today, Tecia?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me on.
We have someone fighting at Invicta 4 against Paige Van Zandt on January the 5th. The one, the only, the tiny tornado herself, Tecia Torres, joins the program. How are you doing today, Tecia?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me on.
Well, thank you for taking the time. I really do appreciate it. I'm a big fan. I loved your first pro fight at Invicta 3 against Kiana Rain. Tremendous decision victory there. What was going through your mind when they raised your hand?
Well, I was really excited after the fight. I thought it was a really tough, well-matched up fight. But after the end of the bell, when I was hitting her, when I had her back, I knew I had sealed the deal with that, taking her back. So I was just excited and ready to enjoy the rest of the night to watch the other girls fight.
Excellent. And what did your victory celebration consist of?
Ice cream, cookies, and just going out and having a good time with the girls because my other teammate India won that night as well. So just went out to dinner afterwards, and enjoyed the rest of the show.
Glad to hear it. And you started Muay Thai and did quite well for yourself there. What was it that made you decide to make the switch over to MMA?
Well, I started doing jiu-jitsu as well during the Muay Thai, and I began competing competitively with jiu-jitsu, and I was winning there. So, the whole Gina Carano phase was going on when I was first starting out, and I was like, I should try this out. And a year ago, I tried it out, and it was really successful, so I was like, let me just start focusing on this MMA stuff because it seems to be more popular within the States as opposed to kickboxing, which is, more prevalent in Europe and stuff.
Yeah, so I was watching Gina Carano and the amount of fame she was able to accrue, I guess, that inspired you to try and do the same?
Yeah, just, I guess, the whole hype about her, that's what first got me interested in it, and then I started watching, men's MMA because that was more prevalent, 4 years ago. Nowadays, we got women in the UFC, so women are becoming the new breed of MMA, so I'm just excited to see where it can lead me.
Absolutely, and there does seem to be a lot of hype around you based on your amateur record, your fighting style, and the camp you come out of, too. Is it hard to keep a level head sometimes?
No, I think I'm definitely one of the up-and-comers to look out for in the 115 division, and I just try to stay humble, I know that each fight that I get, I'm going to get a tougher opponent, and, I'm just looking at it one fight at a time. I hope to do big things in 2013.
Yeah, and we mentioned the camp. You train at ATT, among other great fighters there, including women such as Jessica Aguilar, and you mentioned India Gomez. What is it about that environment specifically that is conducive to success?
I mean, it's there's no shortage of women to fight with or train with. I have, from the 115, champion at Bellator to India, who's, one of the top level contenders at 145. So, and we have some amateur girls that are, up and coming. And there's other girls, Susie Montero, Karina Dam, and Nina Ansaroff. So it's just I feel really, proud and really grateful to come out of a camp where there's such high level athletes, especially female athletes, because, our movement and body is different from when we train with men. So I'm just really grateful.
Absolutely. And turning to the fight now, up against Paige, 12-gauge Van Zandt, how do you think your skills match up against Paige's?
Overall, I think I'm pretty more well-rounded than her. I think I'm not going to say she's not a well-rounded fighter. I just think I have more experience than her, and I don't think she's fought somebody like me before. I think the first, time I hit her and I catch her, she's going to know she needs to keep her hands up, and she's not going to want to, bang with me, I guess. I think she's going to try to tie up and take it to the ground. From what I've seen online, I see that her father was a wrestler, and I don't know if that's her trademark thing or whatnot, but I don't see her being able to take me to the ground. But if she does, I'm willing and happy to, showcase my jiu-jitsu skills, which I haven't been able to yet.
Absolutely. And Paige recently said that if I had to, I'd describe my work as something like Van Gogh if he had been a fight fan. So my question to you is this. If she's Van Gogh, are you leaving with her ear?
Oh, for sure. I'm looking for a big win. I can see this fight ending early with a TKO or submission if she's able to get me to the ground, or if I choose to take her to the ground. So, I'm looking for a big win.
Absolutely. And Invicta 4 featuring a fight for their first strawweight title, pitting Carlin Bardsley against Claudia Gadela. How do you see that fight going?
I think Carla has her hands full with Mrs. Gadelia coming out of Brazil. I think she has all the capabilities in the world to, beat Claudia, but I think Claudia as well. I think it's going to be a really good, tough matchup. But I would put Claudia a little bit ahead in the striking zone and do the jiu-jitsu on the ground. So I don't know any other 115, fighter that has a black belt in jiu-jitsu. So I think that alone is going to be, to see a test for Carla. But I definitely respect Carla as a fighter. She's a very good fighter. So I think it's going to be a good matchup.
And if you walk away with a win over Van Zandt at Invicta 4, does that kind of put you in the mix to get a strawweight title shot in Invicta, do you think?
At this point, no. I'd say maybe like 4 or 5 solid wins would probably put me at one of the top level. I think after a fourth, like if I go 4-0, I think by then I'd probably be able to get into the top 10 girls. But I'm in no rush, but I definitely see myself in 2013 getting into the top 10 of the 115ers. I definitely see myself being capable of that.
Yeah, how important is it for you to not only win, but also enjoy the experience and the ride that you're on right now? You said that you're in no hurry, so are you just kind of taking in the sights and enjoying for the experience for all it's worth?
Yeah, exactly. But I think with Invicta, I have a 3-fight contract with them right now, so I'm pretty much, with them, from here on out. But I just think, and I know that they're not going to just put somebody, I call them ham and egg, or somebody that I'm just going to go and crush. I think that they're smart about who they choose to put on their show. They like, well-matched, even fights. And I just think as I go, especially with my next fight coming, I can only imagine who they'll put in front of me, and I'm ready for the challenge.
And we'll keep going with Invicta. Shannon Knapp just made the announcement today that the event will be available as an online pay-per-view as opposed to the previous events, which were streamed for free. Do you think that'll have an effect on viewership?
Maybe a little bit. Some people might not want to shut out however, I don't know what it's going to be, $10, $15, $20 to watch it. But overall, I think the real fans will, get their money's worth out of it. I think the viewership from the first show, they said it was well over, 200,000. I see us being able to make money this time around. We gave it for free for 3 shows. It's about time that they start charging. People may look at it, why are you charging, blah, blah, blah. You've barely been for a year, but the girls need, better fight pays in order to have better, Invicta pays as well, but in order to, get to the level of the men one day, money coming from somewhere, and we're bringing girls from all over the world, bringing girls from Japan, bringing girls from, Brazil. That costs money, They don't think about the behind the scenes when Invicta has to pay $3,000 for their visa. Among that, give them their pay. So it's like they need to, just, I guess, take a second thought and think about where the money is really going. It's going to us girls. We're being treated very well, and I just think that we deserve, and the show deserves to, I guess, be paid for. I don't know. I'm blabbing. Sorry.
Yeah, no. I agree with you 100%. And from what I hear, it's going to be under $10 anyway, $10 or under. And Invicta has just put on such great shows, the first 3, that for $10, I mean, that's a great lineup, top to bottom. They always stack the cards with the best female talent available in the world. So I'm gladly willing to shell out that amount of money for it. What are your thoughts on Invicta as an organization and what they're doing for women's MMA right now?
Let me go back to that question now that you're saying it's under $10. It's really great that they're doing it for that much. And now I can't see anybody being willing to complain. I mean, get 10 of your friends, each pay $1, have a little big party, set up the little cords to put it on your big screen TV. There you go. You have a freaking awesome night. What's better than, watching 26 professional fighters, women, get at it in the cage. You can't go wrong with that. So have a party, watch us at Invicta, less than $10. You guys better watch. But Invicta as a whole, it's by far the most awesome show ever. When you get there, everything's set up for you, schedule-wise, so you know where you need to be. They have a photo shoot for you. There's a person to braid your hair. I had, Stitch, the cut guy from UFC, wrap my hands for my first professional fight. I don't know anywhere else where that would have happened. Everything's just so amazing, And I got to to meet female fighters I've been looking up to for the past 4 years. You know, Leslie Smith walks by, Caitlin Young walks by, and I'm the little one going, "Hey, I like you," and then Jessica Aguilar's over there laughing at me. I'm like, "Hey, I like them," you know. I'm really excited. I feel like I'm at Disney World, you know, and I'm getting to be on the same show as them. It's just an honor in itself, and it just shows me that my talents have brought me, you know, very far. That's far, I guess, in my short career.
Absolutely, and you know we're really looking forward to seeing you on the Invicta 4 card. Who are you specifically looking forward to seeing on that Invicta 4 card? Just as a fan, because like you say, you are a fan. You get excited when you see these fighters walk into the arena. Who are you looking forward to the most?
The most, I'm definitely looking forward to Leslie Smith's fight. I think she's a phenomenal fighter. Alexis Davis versus Shayna Baszler, both two. I love both of them. Girls around my weight, some of the pro debuters, I'm looking, you know, at them as potential opponents in the future. So definitely Rose versus Emily. I'm looking at that one. Cassie versus Stephanie Frost. I'm looking at that one. You know, hopefully in the future, you know, I'm going to drop some weight. We'll see if that can happen. What was that, 115? I think there's like another one besides Carla fight, of course, the main event.
Yeah. But well, we touched on it earlier. The women fighters are now in the UFC. And what is that? What is women being able to fight in the UFC? What does that mean to you? Do you think that it's just going to be the Ronda Rousey show, as some people are kind of complaining, or do you think that Ronda maybe is just a toehold to expose UFC fans to women's MMA?
I think in the beginning they're probably going to try to make it the Ronda Rousey show. I think they're not giving Liz Carmouche enough credit. I think they brought her in as a first fight thinking that she was just going to be a walkover. I think she's going to put up a great fight against Ronda Rousey. I'd love for her to, you know, shock the world and beat her. I think she has enough talent to do so. But, yeah, I think they're thinking that she's just going to be a walkover and that they're looking to promote a later fight, whether it be with, you know, Alexis Davis or Sarah McMahon. I think both of those fighters are phenomenal as well, but I think Liz Carmouche is deserving of the fight. And I just think they should, you know, open it up to more than just the 135ers. I understand that's like the most in-depth, you know, weight we have right now. But I could see then, you know, bringing in other weights, just probably not anytime soon, probably not in the first year.
Yeah, and there's some people who say that Ronda shouldn't have just been given the UFC belt, that she should have had to fight someone like Liz Carmouche for the belt. There should be a vacant title rather than a Ronda Rousey title defense. What do you think about that?
I definitely agree with them. I think it should have been, you know, Ronda Rousey's in the UFC, great and all, but let her work for it. Let her get that UFC title. Yeah, she won the Strikeforce title. She's a phenomenal fighter. You know, she gets that armbar. But she definitely should have. This should have been a fight to win the first UFC belt. Saying that she's the first UFC champion without ever fighting in the UFC, I don't think that's right. You know, because, you know, say Liz Carmouche goes in there and beats her. She's not the first UFC, you know, champion. But in my mind, I think in everybody else's mind, she would be the first UFC champion.
Yeah, I would agree with that as well. We're looking forward to Rosie and Carmouche in March, but we're looking even more forward to Invicta 4 happening January 5th, featuring yourself, the Tiny Tornado, Tecia Torres, against Paige Van Zandt. Tecia, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. One last question for you. It's something that we ask everyone that comes on the program. If you had the opportunity, you get to punch one person from any walk of life right in the face, who would it be?
I've been asked that question. I honestly don't have an answer for it. There's nobody I'd really want to punch. I mean, there's a couple, I don't know, some people behind the scenes who might get on my nerves I might want to punch, but anybody would know. So I don't honestly have an answer for that. I'm sorry.
Well, you said a couple of people behind the scenes. You know, it doesn't have to be anyone in the fight world. It could be someone, you know, someone from those annoying commercials on TV bothering you. Who's bothering Tecia Torres right now?
Nah, this would be a little personal person.
All right. Well, we'll keep it quiet then, but I really appreciate you stopping by and taking the time today. It's been a lot of fun. You really are a tornado full of energy. I see where you get your name. And if you have any thank yous or shout outs you want to give, now is your time. And as well, tell the people where they can find you in the social media universe.
For sure. Of course I do. You guys can find me on my website, TeciaTorres.com, my Twitter, my name, Tecia Torres. on Facebook. I'm Tiny Tornado. And then my sponsors, thank you for sponsoring my second pro fight. Just going to go through them real quick. Awakening Female Fighters, Brawl and Maul, that's for my fight clothing, performance gear. Check them out. They're my main sponsor. Babes of MMA, Fightwear, some comfy E's. Dog Forever, Forever Dog, DFFD from Ohio, and a special thanks to Alex for doing AlexHalmarn.com for doing my latest photos. They're really nice. Check them out on my Facebook. And, of course, my team, American Top Team. And I'm soon to open a gym with my boyfriend. We're opening Untitled Brothers Jiu-Jitsu, so look out for that soon, too. I'll be posting about that. So, and thank you guys for having me on your show. And watch Invicta. You better watch Invicta. Grab your friends, have a party, have some popcorn, have some pizza on me. You know, since I can't be eating pizza that week, but
Well, there you go. Watch Invicta or the Tiny Tornado will come for you. Tecia Torres here on In the Cage with Bards on Nextsportstar.com, and we'll be back with more MMA action right after this.